everybody, it's me, Zach, this is Poe, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and Poe's with me today because for whatever reason, Judy just didn't want to sit there, and a lot of people have been asking, where's Poe? Where's Poe? Well, Poe, just like in general, can't sit still for long, so we'll see how long he hangs out there, whereas Judy's more of a like, I'm here to chill kind of situation type of deal. I don't even know, I'm like looking in the viewfinder, I'm like, can you even make out his little body all wrapped up in the covers back there? Don't want to spend too much time because we have a lot to cover. Today, Amberlynn posted, well, today it was Sunday. I'm filming this on Monday. You don't care about that. But on Sunday, Amberlynn Reed posted a video called Truth About My Injury, ranting about hate, and I'm a 500-pound inspiration. Part 3. So I guess we're in the Q&A series, the Q&A season, the Q&A era. I assume we'll get 4 or 5 more parts of this, which just thrills me, truly. I truly don't understand why she can't do something else besides Q&As. Like, I really don't. But, you know, one thing that people did ask me to talk about, which I think just like maybe hints at why she's incapable of doing anything outside of Q&As on her channel right now, is that some people DM me and they were like, Zach, I know you hate the book content, but you have to talk about the book content. And if you don't know what the book content is for Amberlynn, it's mostly all happening on her community tab, which I know doesn't always show up depending on what like device you're using to view YouTube, right? So she's been doing a read-along of this book. I think it's called The Cellar. We talked about it in previous videos just very briefly. People are upset because she's stuck to it. She's posted, I think, 4 days now in a row about the read-along. But the thing that people are upset about is that she's talking about how this is a read-along for us to discuss the book together. And if you go look, she writes out a whole post and usually leaves that off with a question. It's very like freshman year college reading assignment where you're asked to go post on discussion boards and everybody just posts a question and nobody really interacts with each other or actually has a discussion. That's what Amberlynn's doing. She's seeing herself as the English 101 college year teaching assistant and she's posing these questions and she's doing no follow-up. She's not talking to a single soul, a single human being. Like, what's the point of this if you're not going to engage? Because truly, if you go to the very first post, you'd probably be surprised with how many people are actually taking it seriously and engaging with her and interacting with her, responding to her questions, talking about what they liked about the book, things like that, where she just responds to nothing. And so as it becomes clear that Amberlynn has no intentions of actually interacting with people, then that's when people start coming in and being like, girl, what's the point of this? And getting upset and not being happy with the posts and things like that. It all also feels very weird to me that she's choosing to do this on community tab posts. Oh, before I get into that point, I will say on the most recent one, the one that she posted yesterday, she did respond to like 2 or 3 comments that I saw. And granted, I don't expect her to respond to every single comment, but she did finally respond to a few, and it was like a single sentence response to the discussion, okay? So, you know, I guess give her credit for that. I don't know if she deserves credit for that or not. I don't know if she deserves credit for like waiting 4 posts to decide that she's actually gonna engage. The other thing is I don't understand, as much as I don't like the book content, I would just skip those videos, right? But I don't understand why she's not monetizing this in some kind of way. This is something you can do from your bed. You could clearly have these discussions from your bed. You could read this book from your bed. I don't like the book content, but there are clearly people who do. There are clearly people in your comments that would like to have a discussion with you about it. So I don't understand why she's doing this all on her community tab when she could be making YouTube content about this. At this point, like, what other options do you have if you can't vlog? If you're not gonna do a day in my life in my bed vlog, what else can we do? Anyways, the video, part 3 of the Q&A series is literally 33 minutes and 36 seconds long, so we gotta get started, otherwise I'm never gonna finish this shit. So let's get to, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to the video. I put up another Q&A thing for you guys. So this is part.
This time I did know about it. This time I did see it because I had saw it just on its own, but then also obviously when I was looking for the book club, the read along posts.
It's just easier while I'm resting up because my life currently consists of nothing.
You're reading a book?
My life now is so different than it was just 2 weeks ago. Today's day 12 of this nonsense. So
I mean, it is different in that like we are not getting the occasional grocery haul, the occasional trip to Target, that kind of a thing, but like we mostly only ever watch you just sitting and talking anyways.
Today's date is actually the 27th.
Oh, okay, so Saturday.
Let's see there.
We're putting the date back in.
I fell on the 16th. So there is a few questions like I want to answer revolving the fall and all that stuff. I've had people ask like, is anywhere else hurt besides your ankle and now your leg is...
How many more questions can we answer about this fall? Listen, y'all know I want to be very respectful. I'm sure it did fucking hurt. I imagine when you're Amberlynn'S size and you fall on your ankle, it hurts. Regardless of how it happened, what caused it, etc. I'm sure it hurt, okay? But like, how many more questions can we answer? What's left to answer about this damn foot injury?
My toes hurt, obviously. It is the right ankle, but I landed on my left leg. So that is honestly the only places that I got hurt because like I just like fell. I didn't like slide. There was no like blood or like skid marks or anything like that. I've also had people ask if my ankle was swollen or bruised. Yes to both. So a lot of people are confused about how I got up myself, and I just want to say like
listen, actually, to this point, I guess some of these updates are fine. They're things she hasn't said before, but I just like I guess this is the most interesting thing that she has to talk about right now. I guess. I just don't understand how long we're gonna go on about this.
I understand that I'm high, super morbidly obese, but I can go on the floor and get up off the floor myself.
Okay, work, diva.
While in pain like that, though, I honestly think it was just adrenaline. And yes, it did hurt when I first fell, obviously, but it did not like hurt until the next day. The minute I fell and I heard the noise that my ankle made and I saw how my foot just did not want to cooperate fully, I immediately texted my girlfriend. I might have been a little dramatic, but I was like, oh my god, I think I broke my ankle. I hate my life. Like,
Amberlynn dramatic? Amberlynn Reed dramatic? What? I would never imagine. She's mad that Becky was calling her a hypochondriac, but is acknowledging that in situations like this, she's like a little dramatic, okay? We've seen it now here. We've seen it with that bug bite she had. We've seen it so many times.
And then immediately after she said, where are you? I actually FaceTimed her. It was a 9-second thing, and I said, I told her where I was.
Why is she showing the receipts? Like, is she trying to like prove something happened? I don't understand what the point of showing the text message and the outgoing call and things like that are. Like, is she trying to prove something to somebody, like that it actually happened? Well, first of all, like this particular receipt, I don't feel like proves anything except she called wifey. But also, at this point, Amberlynn, if people don't believe you that you fell and hurt yourself, I don't know what else you can show. You literally already showed yourself literally falling. Like, you caught yourself doing it on camera. This is just my advice to you. Like, at this point, if people don't believe you, they're not gonna believe you. Just like save yourself that energy, that heartache, all of that.
And I just immediately told her I was, and I said I'm about to stand up. And she was like, no, wait till I get there. But I'm just like, no. So I ended up hanging up. Like, the call was like not even 10 seconds. I ended up hanging up, and I just got up myself.
Look at wifey trying to support you, and you just doing what you want anyways. Could you imagine if you had gotten up and you'd fallen again? Like, I'm glad you didn't. Wifey trying to tell you, here's my advice, please wait until I get there so I can help you in case you really hurt yourself.
And I also want to show you guys a photo of where I fell, because I think the way I described it was...
Is this fucking...
kind of weird.
Is this fucking CSI? I don't need to see a photo of where you fell or how you... Like, girl, stop. You are not on trial with me, at least. And even if you are on trial for some people, nothing you show in this video is gonna change minds. I just gotta tell you. I just know how the people of the internet work, and nothing you're gonna do or say here is gonna change the minds. I can't imagine what else. You already showed a clip of you falling.
So when we were actually coming back from the hospital, I showed my girlfriend like exactly where I fell, because she didn't know like to the T exactly where it was. So we drove past it and I showed her. So I actually
took a photo.
Had her take a picture the other day of exactly where it was, so you guys can understand a little bit more.
This
because
is
I feel like
so asinine.
like, weird. I think a lot of people thought that I was stepping off of a curb, which I wasn't. I think I explained it weird. I don't know why I did that. I consider like a sidewalk to be a curb in a way. I don't know.
That math isn't mathing for me. See, that doesn't make no sense. What? No, a sidewalk and a curb are not the same thing.
You'll see in this photo that there's like this grass right next to the sidewalk. My foot landed... As grass is normally next to sidewalks. Like, yes, this looks like your normal sidewalk, bestie. Half on the sidewalk, and the other half of my foot landed like in between the concrete of the sidewalk and the grass.
I can't believe we are criminal mindsing, NCISing, law and ordering all of this. I don't need a diagram. This is so... Listen, correct me. Do y'all feel like you need a diagram for all of this? I just don't understand it, outside of she needed something to talk about today, because this is so silly.
In like a little divot hole situation.
Ooh, what do you know about a divot hole situation?
And I think what made it super easy for me to get up as well is because on the grass, you can't really tell in the photo, but it is like a little incline. It is like a tiny little hill. So... my legs were more
there was towards... nothing about a hill in that photo. Or what? A tiny little hill?
I was actually wearing tennis shoes, and my tennis shoes make me, I want to say, about an inch and a half taller than I am.
Okay.
Because it's like a memory foam, and I'm personally not used to wearing tennis shoes. You guys know that.
Why do I need a photo of your tennis shoe at the hospital? Again, what is the point of that? What are you trying to prove?
The shoes are about like a half size too big for me, because as I've lost weight, my feet have shrunk. I don't know if you guys know that, but your feet like literally shrink, which is so crazy to me.
That's not...
you lose weight, so...
That's not crazy at all. I believe that. She's so on the defensive, and honestly, I think what this is gonna do more than anything is add fuel to the fire.
My shoes, I feel like played a big role in the severity, because it was such like an easy roll of the ankle. But yeah, anyways, I feel like I've rambled way too much about this. So
you have. You absolutely have.
Post like actual questions. I just know that those were like hot topics when I was doing like Instagram Q&As, which I'm not doing anymore.
Thank God. Keeping up with your Instagram Q&A too much. I mean, she'll be back at it in a week, but I'm glad we get a reprieve from that, since this is all her content is going to be on YouTube now.
Someone asked, why aren't I driving yet? If you can fit in a car with a seatbelt, then realistically, what excuse do you have?
I don't think her driving ever had anything to do with her weight. Like, her driving, I feel like she's always suggested that she's just scared of driving and she doesn't like the idea of driving. I don't think it ever had anything to do with her weight. I feel like that's something that people put on her. I don't think she's ever claimed that it had anything to do with that, but I could be wrong.
Me not driving has nothing to do with my weight. I just
look at me remembering.
Massive anxiety about driving.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I have an irrational fear about it. I'm scared to drive. I
think that's
maybe I don't
also a thing that people do experience, like being afraid of driving and stuff like that. I'm not afraid of it. I don't like to drive. Also, some people think that because I don't have a car, it means I can't drive. I actually had a car for like the first 3 years I lived in Chicago, and I just like wasn't using it, so I got rid of it.
I feel like realistically, if I did drive, I would be a good driver. I would be patient. I've never noticed myself to be.
Can Amberlynn do anything wrong in her own mind? I'm sure she thinks she would be a wonderful everything.
Be like a passenger driver who is like super impatient on the road. If I'm in the car with someone and they're like driving and they're like a road rage type of person, I get like massive anxiety, so I know that wouldn't be me.
Yeah.
Moral of the story, I'm just freaking scared. I have a rational fear for it.
I don't know that you could say that having never driven, because girl, I'm not really, when I drive, I'm not too much of a road rage person, just because like I don't find that to be helpful. But there are certainly situations where sometimes I want to let somebody know what's on my mind, even though they can't hear me screaming in my car. You know what I'm saying? So you just wait. You get behind that wheel, and there's going to be somebody someday that does something that's going to piss you off. I've been there. I'm not usually like that either. I really am not. But there have been times where I'm just like, who the fuck do you think you are on this road at this moment?
You know, it shouldn't even be considered irrational. Like, people die in car crashes all the time.
Sure.
When you think about it, it's really weird. Like, you are in a chair, sitting in this box that moves.
Sure.
70 miles per hour.
So
it's
weird.
Okay?
So weird.
Why?
No, I do think it's irrational. And also, lots of people, I don't know about her history, but, like, lots of people have, like, anxiety related to driving or cars that's connected to, like, actual accidents and stuff they've been in. So I don't think it's irrational at all.
Why do you not interact with your own fans at your own book discussion?
Oh, yes! This is what I was talking about.
Read along, if you guys don't know, through my community posts. This person's wondering why I don't reply to your comments. Right. I tried to make it to where I was part of the discussion. You know, every day I post. We do one chapter a day. So every day I post, like, my thoughts, my feelings. I make sure to end the post with some questions.
Bessie, it's not a discussion if there's no back and forth. You posting a question is not a discussion with you. Let me let you finish, but I feel like I'm gonna have more thoughts about this.
So there's more engagement, and I figured that is my way of engaging. I'm not gonna lie. The first day I did read comments, and there were a lot of bad ones, which honestly shocked me, because I was like, this is about
a lot of bad
book.
What do you mean a lot of bad? I read through that literally just before I started filming again, just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. And there were lots of people trying to engage with you, have conversations about this book. In fact, like, it took a long time for me to scroll and find a bad one, but maybe I'm just like, am I being gaslit right now?
Like, it's hard for me to sit there and see so many negative comments about something that I'm thoroughly enjoying doing. So it's easier for me to block that out.
She is out of it.
It's frustrating.
This is so goofy.
I make sure if I see anything negative, I'll like pass it as fast as I can.
Unless she deleted comment, like, let me go look again. I'm about to pull this up because I feel like I'm going crazy, and I promise you. So she said on the first one she ever posted, okay? So this was 3 days ago, chapter 1, which also, first of all, this is the shortest of all the posts that she made. She just said, wow, I did not want to stop reading, but I did for the sake of the read along. I'm gripped. I'm intrigued by the other 3 women down in the cellar. My question is, who do you think Lily is? Thoughts? Question mark. Okay, so that's her engagement. English TA, English 101 teaching assistant she is not. The very first one, somebody saying that they're surprised the intense story started so quickly. Usually you have a few chapters in before you get to the good stuff. The next one down, I wasn't expecting much when I first started reading due to the mediocre writing style, but I'm officially hooked. The next one down, I found the writing style was very surface level personally. I don't think it actually captures the chaos, fear, and sheer of unknowing of being kidnapped. We're three comments down so far, and it's all people who are like taking it seriously, engaging in the conversation. Here are my book suggestions. Oh, somebody's suggesting books for future review. Really interested in who Lily could be, gonna keep reading. I read this book a couple years ago and I couldn't put it down. I'm not reading the current book because I'm not really in the mood for something potentially triggering. All of these are reasonable responses from people who seem genuinely interested in discussing books. Like, I don't understand. We are what, 6, 7 comments out for an Amberlynn read post? To get that far down into the comments and not have a single bad one unless she deleted something. All of those are people engaging with her. I don't get it. Besties, I do not understand.
I'm still trying to figure this out. You know, I do read some of them.
So
it's not like I'm completely ignoring it.
You have all day to sit around and do what? Respond to some of these questions. Answer some of these questions. Engage with your audience. I don't understand. What is the point of this if you're not going to actually engage with people?
I just see a lot of negativity on there. And it's just like,
I mean,
it's frustrating because it's like, when can I ever do anything on YouTube that isn't going to have just like tons of backlash for like, absolutely no sense.
I'm actually enraged about this. I actually am enraged about this because there's so many, I can really keep going. You can go look at the post yourself. The number of people who are literally trying to participate in this discussion with nothing bad to say. All of the immediate top comments are like positive.
Like there's just no reason for the backlash that is happening because of a book.
The backlash now that's happening is because you're not engaging. You're wasting people's time. You said you wanted to have a discussion and you're not discussing.
I literally can't do nothing. I can't be anywhere. I can't be like a normal person.
You can.
Without being attacked.
Stop gaslighting. You had a whole post of people who wanted to interact with you.
I almost gave up after the first day. I was like, is it even worth it?
That's so
I just feel like a lot of hobbies of mine or things that I enjoy, they get tainted. You know, I love journaling, but I have too many journals. I love Legos, but they're for children. I was enjoying the scratch art, but it's super boring. I'm doing a book club, but I'm not good at it, and I'm too lazy, and I'm probably actually not reading the book. I like to color because it adds some sort of therapeutic calmness to me, but that's also for children.
Well, first of all, a couple things. Enjoy what you enjoy, honestly, truly. But second of all of these things are things that, when I've critiqued them, I have given suggestions of how to make them interesting, right? For the scratch art, for instance, why not actually show us you doing the scratch art and just saying after the fact, here's this, here's this, here's this, here's this, and it's the same fucking design 2,000 times, you know? For the book club, you've gotten lots of constructive feedback about how to engage, and you just don't want to do it. For the Legos, we've also talked about, like, why don't you do a build a Lego set with me video, and you tell, like, a story or something while you're building the Legos. Like, if you want those things to be on your channel and be a part of your channel, then make them interesting. That's what most people are saying. It's not that people can't have those hobbies. I know adults who like Legos. I know adults who like to do scratch art, and, well, maybe not scratch art, but various different types of art. I know people who like to be in book clubs, and guess what? They all find ways to enjoy those and have interest in them, but they're also not showing the most boring aspects of all of those things while they're doing YouTube. If people can't understand your excitement and enthusiasm for this, it's because of the way you showed it. You have control of that narrative. Help explain to us why we should be interested in this content, is what people are saying. But instead you show us the most mundane parts of all of these things, and that's also maybe why people are like, you're lazy. Because if you put just even the tiniest bit of effort into any of these endeavors, then people might enjoy them.
You know, I collected earrings because
well,
it's just something I enjoy.
That wasn't collecting. That was hoarding and or you trying to start the easiest get rich quick off of Shein earrings. It's situation type of deal.
Weird thing that I loved, but oh wait, now I'm a hoarder. I enjoy interacting with you guys. I've always loved receiving, giving, answering questions. So I did.
What do you know about receiving and giving? Just let me. Why did I stop to say that? Zachary, cut it out.
On Instagram, but for some reason I was lazy and that's all I did all day, and people ruined it for me by just like constantly leaving me hate.
It's you.
Like a vicious cycle.
It's you, the viewers. It's you, the viewers, that ruined this for her.
Another thing that was ruined for me. I love vlogging, but my videos are boring. I love writing poetry, but I'm a terrible writer. I like hygiene, shower routines, but I'm only trying to do a better shower. Donating is a passion, but I'm only doing it for
Oh my god.
It makes me happy.
Oh.
Giddy when I'm around her.
I can't.
I'm lying just for the camera. I love organizing, but I'm just getting cluttered.
First of all, you're not even putting these words on the screen long enough for me to read them. And it would be one thing if they matched what you're saying, but they don't. And this is the most ridiculous little segment here. She's ignoring the fact that, well, I'm sure a lot of people aren't giving her great constructive criticism, but like, because I know she's been watching my videos lately, anytime I brought any of these things up, 100%, except maybe the wifey thing, but anytime I feel like I've given feedback of like, if you're gonna do this, like, here's how you should do this. It's so silly. I had a journal sponsor. Was she really sponsored by the fucking XP journal? Where is that cursed thing? She hasn't even read this yet, and I'm like already moving on. I got that XP journal saga. Do y'all remember when they put my name on their website because I bought, and then they still wanted to work with me afterwards. They offered me like a sponsorship deal after the fact. I said, after the day we just had? I don't think so.
I had a journal sponsor, people harassed them. That ended really quickly. I love fashion and torrid, but you guys want me to either stop showing my body for the camera or hashtag leg reveal.
That what? Nobody's who's been saying you can't show your body. The only thing I've had to say about those torrid hauls is I would rather just one altogether than these like segmented pieces. Because also now that we're in the Q&A thing, we're really never gonna get to see what's in those other 2 bags or however many she has.
I'm enjoying a read along. But, oh wait, I'm not actually reading the book. I'm too lazy.
Girl, you need to let some of this go. Like, you gotta understand that if you enjoy these things, then you need to protect them by just not reading all the comments then. I know. And when you start a book club discussion, but you do no discussing with people, then what do you think's gonna happen?
Like, I used to love wearing fake nails. And I stopped because people were like, oh, it changed her personality.
Well,
what?
It did give you a little bit of sass. You got a little sassier when you had those fake nails on, and honestly, it's kind of iconic. I feel like people wanted more of that. And also, the other thing, and literally Peter Bond was just talking about this in a video about Trisha Paytas, but you have for so long been working on building up this audience of people who are critical of you. And if you can't, like, take the heat, then you need to just ignore it. And I know that's probably harder to do in some cases than not, but, like, you've talked in the past about not reading the comments. But yet, you sit here and ask Q&As from people where you know you're going to get responses like this. And then you pick out the worst things that people have to say to you, and you get them fired up, and you continue that cycle of just, like, encouraging the people who have negative shit to say.
Things get tainted. Like,
Also, can we stop using the word taint? I was playing a game of Dirty Taboo this past weekend. And the person gave the clue, and the clue was just the in-between. And my friend, she just shouted out very loudly, taint. Like, that was the in-between was the only clue that had been given. And she yelled, taint. And she was right.
I, like, literally hold my feelings on my sleeve. My heart is on my sleeve. I'm sensitive. I feel every emotion.
Empath Lynn, yes. I'm aware of Empath Lynn, yes.
There's something about me that I think I actually hate. Like, I would rather not. I feel sadness like it's just gripping at my heart. And
gripped like chapter 1 of The Cellar?
I feel it in my freaking chest. I feel pain, physical pain when I feel emotional pain. When I'm happy, I'm through the roof. I see
Talk to your therapist, bestie. Talk to your therapist.
When I'm just like beat up by hundreds, thousands of people about every single thing I share, it becomes very tainted for me. And it's just like, I don't know.
Beat up because somebody said your scratch art was boring, girl. Beat up because people were like, these Lego kits are for kids.
It just feels like people want to put me in this box of someone that they want me to be instead of the person that I actually am. And it's like, if you don't like me, move on. Click to the next video. There's tons of people on YouTube.
Mood.
Okay, sorry.
Mood. And similarly, if you don't like the comments, move on. Ignore them. I mean, I'm not even saying don't read the comments, because there are so many ways to read the comments. Take in that information and be like, this is not beneficial to me. I do not need to take in this as something that is the truth or that is serious to who I know I am, and move on. That's like an important part of receiving feedback, is knowing how to discern what is helpful and what is not helpful, and keeping the stuff that's helpful and using it to maybe change how you move in the future, and getting rid of the stuff that's not helpful.
Would you be willing to recreate fast food cravings at home? Obviously, once you've healed, of course. Yes. That sounds super fun. I was going to do the KFC bowl, but
what happened to her?
Did it, obviously, and I haven't been vlogging, so you guys...
You did it and you didn't vlog that shit? I'm pissed. I'm about to Teresa Judice this desk right now. Flip it over. I was waiting for that. That would have been such great content.
If your girlfriend was so supportive, why did she let you take Advil for a month instead of taking you to a dentist? Took the medicine for a month after I got my tooth removed, which means I did go to the dentist. And I am the one who makes my appointments. Not only that, but my girlfriend repeatedly said, baby, you need to go to the dentist.
Baby.
Let's go to the dentist. And I'm not going to lie. At one point, she was like, I'm going to call for you. And I said, baby, no, I got it. So she was very supportive. But you don't think Becky did anything like that? You made it sound like if you didn't do it, wifey would have driven you there, So you're saying she couldn't force you to do that? That she didn't actually force you to do what you needed to do for your medical care? Am I understanding that correctly? But it's my choice when I go to an appointment, obviously.
Right.
And then someone else was like...
Right. I assume the same could be said about any time you interacted with Becky about similar things.
Why did she let a nearly 500-pound person walk in the dark? I normally, 9 times out of 10, am walking in the dark when I do my exercising, because it's just more calming. It's not as popping out there, because I do live somewhere where there's a lot of people. I'm not disabled. I am healing currently, but before all this, I wasn't disabled. I wasn't incapable. I just feel like this whole ligament situation has warped your guys' brains of so many of you think I'm just not able. The fact that you think that I can't walk in the dark just goes to show that you just don't know me, as a person.
Well, and whose fault is that? I mean, you have shown us walking in the dark. I don't think that this person is necessarily coming from a great place with this question. But when she says, oh, it just goes to show you don't know me. Well, girl, we only know what you show us. We only know what you tell us.
And is that my fault? I feel like maybe I'm just not good at,
Yeah.
showing my true self.
Okay, thank you.
I talk to my girlfriend about. I ask her, I'm am I just not doing a good job of showing who I am as a person? She's honestly, not really. She understands. She's also but I get it.
Thank you, wifey.
The people who do follow you, there's a large amount of people who just tear you apart as a person. So it's easier to almost put on a persona. So it's you hate that persona instead of actually hating me as a person.
Then show us who you are then. Show us who your real persona is. Is this you admitting that you put on an act for these things? Like, this is why it's so frustrated. It's so frustrating because you literally just went on this whole long rant about how nobody likes anything about you. And it's like, but is that even you? Because now it sounds like you're admitting that, like, you put on an act for YouTube.
Why was your response to someone saying you should protect your mental health by not watching reaction channels just, I make them mad too? Shouldn't you be asking them?
Oh, I did cover this in a video.
Actually addressing why you subject yourself to shit that obviously damages you. Why do you deflect everything? So I actually watch 2 to 3, sometimes 3. There is a third one that I sometimes watch. Reaction channels. And that's it. And I've mentioned them repeatedly. None of these reaction channels that I watch actually damages me at all. I just think it's funny to watch because
I'm so irritated. How much recently have I talked about the way that she talks about me? One day I am a bully. The next day I'm harmless. The next day I'm a bully. Now she's saying none of the people I watch, which she has said she watches me, damage her. Are we all here about how flip-floppy all of this is? Are we all on the same page?
It's like, okay, I need to know what drama. What drama am I going through now? What do I have to expect? What's the new rumor? Like, the fact that I have to watch videos.
You don't have to do anything, bestie.
Channels, just because I don't even know what I'm going through, even though I am myself. Doesn't that say something to you?
Are you yourself? Because you literally just said you put a persona on for YouTube. This Q&A is infuriating. I really thought I was going to cut so much out of this because it's 33 minutes long, and I'm hopefully going to cut a lot out because we're at 50 minutes, but she's just said so much absurd nonsense today.
Plus, I find entertainment in the 2 reaction channels that I do watch. There's some sort of entertainment value for me.
Okay.
I do enjoy it.
Oh, good.
It's damaging me.
Oh, good. So I'm glad that we've acknowledged that we are entertaining. Make a note of that as well, that this can be entertaining content.
If they ever do or say something that honestly mentally makes me feel not good.
Yeah, like Alex Shook did last week when he brought up Becky.
Then I'll stop watching them for a hot minute. It's that simple. But I do kind of still agree with what I said before, you know? There is a certain reaction channel out there who complains about literally everything that I say.
Oh, this is me. This is me. That's her critique of me, that I complain about everything.
Negative, and if it is something positive, they're just like, oh, kudos to you. Okay, so tell me more. Why kudos to me? But
what? What do you mean? What? What are you talking about? I do way more than that. And also, what else would you like me to say? Honestly, give me that feedback. What else would you like me to say? Is it not enough just to say that I thought you did a good thing? So now you're mad that I don't compliment you better? Like, I don't understand.
I get called boring by them, and like, what's the point of this video? Like, just so many different things. So it's like, obviously I'm making them feel a unhealthy, damaging way as well.
No, I don't feel unhealthy or damaged by watching your videos at all. I don't feel unhealthy or damaged at all. In fact, I usually finish filming, I take the time to edit, I upload, and then I go do other things with my day. I actually don't spend all that much time outside of, like, actually, obviously I'm sitting down and filming, but no, I don't feel unhealthy or damaged. Does this face look unhealthy or damaged to you? Maybe. Don't answer that. Don't answer that if you got some shit to talk, but do I look unhealthy or damaged? I'm feeling great, bestie.
Because clearly they're not happy watching my content.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
I still stand by that. So
I'm having a great time, bestie. I'm having a blast. Even when I'm bored, I'm having a blast.
Would you consider doing live streams again while you're in recovery?
Please don't.
At the moment, I'm recovering from oral surgery, so I'm in bed a lot lately.
Please don't
I think it would be so much fun to watch streams.
No.
But live streams, that was my first thought when this happened. I was like, I still want to be able to do my job and talk to my subscribers. Live streams, I think I'm mentally unwell for those because of the way that I get treated in the live streams. I wish that there was some way I could just do it with my supporters. I want to be able to go and do something online without it being negative and gross. I remember when I first started TikTok, I was obsessed with learning the dances. I love dancing. I've loved dancing since I was a little girl. I've been in talent shows.
Then dance, bestie, then dance. Everything has an excuse for why she can't do it. I don't know what to tell you. You've been on this internet game for so long. If you want to dance, then dance. You come onto these videos and you have so much sass, and I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna put my haters in their place. You know what would really put them in their place? You just keep doing the shit you want to do. You want to dance on TikTok, then dance on TikTok, bestie. You want to do some fucking scratch art, then by all means do it. Honestly, I will. I'll still watch. And this is fan behavior right here. You do the most boring shit, and I will still watch because I'm a fan. Okay, call it like it is. But bestie, you gotta stop letting the haters take your joy.
Completely ruined that for me. Of course they did. So a lot of things are ruined for me, and I feel I also feel so bad for my supporters because it's also ruined for them.
Then don't do this for the haters, do it for your supporters. You talk about wanting to do things for your supporters, and then you can't even fucking respond to a comment on your book club posts about the book club you started. What do you mean? Are you doing it for your supporters? I'm not entirely convinced.
I think I'm just mentally blocked right now. There's so much I want to do, physically, mentally. All this time in bed, I just have so many thoughts, goals and dreams, but then I just have this big heavy feeling on my chest, and it's very much due to the hate online. I don't think I've been able to, especially not in the last year and a half, I haven't been able to just sit and just absorb it all. Usually I'm just it just goes in one ear out the other. I move on, I move past it, I'm over it. And a lot of people are always how do you handle it? How do you handle the hate? How do you do it? I wouldn't be able to do it. I always told them I'm just numb. I'm just used to it. I don't think I've been numb to it.
Honestly, I don't get nearly the kind of comments that Amberlynn does, but I was just talking about this with a group of friends that were surprised that people said hateful shit to me, and I'm no, you do get used to it to some extent. I mean, I'm sure my experience is not the same as Amberlynn's. Eventually, you do have to be able to teach yourself, though, how to discern, what is help. I already talked about that, right? That's the thing about it. Not just being numb to it, not just ignoring it, but being able to critically look at what people are saying and knowing yourself well enough to know that that shitty comment doesn't have to impact me. And that's not to say that I never am impacted by comments. This is not an invitation for y'all to come test my limits, but I am saying there are ways that you can learn to figure out what's helpful and what's not.
I told Alex Shook to fuck off.
You sure did.
I was actually really hurt by his video. That's not the Amberlynn that that wasn't me a month ago. I
was but that's been you before. Let's just be clear. That's not not Amberlynn thing to do.
I'm in pain, my ankle, and all this hate. I'm just feeling everything so much stronger than
let's
usual.
go to therapy.
Only when
let's
it
talk
comes
to our
to
therapist.
YouTube hate. So I just feel myself sticking up for myself more. I am just putting my foot down, and if people want to call me a bitch for it, go for it.
I think you're welcome, obviously, to stick up for yourself, but I also just you can stick up for yourself, and you can also do things that will encourage the people who support you. You've just spent this whole video. I'm sure if you go to this thread that there are questions that aren't about the hate, right? You could have spent this whole video focusing on that. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to justify any hate that she gets or negative comments, etc. But what I am saying is, like, you could take the time to highlight the people who are saying good things about you, or asking you genuine questions, or participating in your book club, and yet you don't. You give energy to the negativity.
If you guys want to say that I'm a mean person, go for it. But imagine being treated like crap for years by thousands of people who demean you and spread rumors and are just horrible. It's just horrible energy and vibes, and just, it's gross for years. And you just kind of kept your mouth shut. You'd have random slip-ups where you stuck up for yourself, but 9 times out of 10, you just kept your mouth shut.
You haven't always...
You felt like they put the duct tape over your mouth. You felt like they tied your hands behind your back. You felt like they put you in that cage. That's how it feels to me. And you can't invalidate how I feel as a person.
Right. I will not invalidate your feelings, but you have, this is not the first time you've ever spoken up about things. You speak up a lot. You address the haters a lot, all the time. So I don't know why we're acting like this is a new part of Amberlynn. This has always been a part of, like, the cycle of content.
I'm tired of it. And it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. So I either stay weak and immune to it, or I become a bitch and I stick up for myself.
I don't think also, I mean, there's certainly times where you should stick up for yourself, for real, but sometimes I don't think that, like, ignoring something is weakness. I don't think that, like, not giving energy to something is weakness. I think, actually, if anything, it's strength. It's willpower. At least that's how I think it, because there are a lot of times I would like to tell people, not even just on the internet, you know, but there are a lot of times that I would like to say some shit to somebody, but the strength it takes to realize that it's not necessary or helpful to your energy, to your spirit, to your mind, to, like, engage in that negativity, that's strength, bestie. I don't view that as weakness at all, and I think if you could flip that narrative for yourself, you would realize that, like, you're a strong person if you don't give in to that energy, if you don't give that negative attention to all of those things.
I've been asking questions for years and you never respond. You actually changed my life. I was overweight and had been for 15 years. I then found your channel and started watching. Something just clicked and I started to work out and I changed my diet. I lost half of myself and am smaller than I've been in a long time. I will forever be grateful to you and will continue to support your channel even if I don't agree with you. I do wish you well and hope that you heal well and get back to working on yourself and your life goals. Shut the front door is the username. And I want to say, congratulations. I am so happy for you and I'm glad that I was able to be an inspiration. Whether it be because you're watching me and you don't want to be like me, or you're watching me and you see my struggles and it makes you want to fight yours, like, whatever it may be, I don't care how I did it. I'm just so glad that I was able to do it. It's
like, imagine if you gave this kind of comment more energy in your life and you focused more on this and you did a whole video filled with comments like this, because let's face it, at this point you are picking the comments, right? Just imagine. I'm glad you did include this, because obviously this person has been impacted by you.
What are your current moving plans? Staying in Kentucky for a while, moving out of state? I will be moving. I'm just not currently 100% sure.
Let's go.
At this moment, but,
where are we going?
Yeah, Kentucky's about to be a memory.
Work.
And that's crazy.
Work. I'll miss I've literally only followed her while she's lived in Kentucky. Like, I didn't watch the Crystal era, really, like, at all. So I was not there for that. I've only been here for Kentucky. Oh my god, I can't imagine the moving journey era.
Okay, I need to stop answering questions because I feel like this video is going to be so long.
It sure is.
Though. I just don't want to be sitting here rambling. I just feel like this video is so negative and that's, like, not my intention. I just feel on the defense, and I feel like that's okay. Honestly, I have every right to be. I feel like I'm validated in that. I know a lot of people are going to try to invalidate that, which is totally fine.
I won't invalidate it. I just think that there are maybe more helpful ways to respond to some of those things. That's all I'm saying. I think you're in your rights to be upset about whatever you're upset about, truly. I just think that, like, there's probably better ways that you could go about responding to it, you know? More helpful ways.
But I feel like I am validated in the way that I am reacting recently. It feels like a relationship that I don't want to be in anymore.
Well, then stop
Like,
doing
all of the
YouTube.
things
I don't
that I
know.
would never, ever, ever stand for in a relationship, I am getting in my YouTube comments. By viewers.
If you don't want to be in the relationship, nobody's forcing you, bestie.
To me, and that's hard because it's like I love what I do, and I'm not gonna let those comments win. People say, "Why don't you get off YouTube?" No. Why don't they get off of YouTube?
Oh,
we need to
true. Good point. Good point.
Fight more for the right things.
Fair enough.
Kicking someone
yes,
off of
y'all get off of YouTube. You are not gonna make Amberlynn leave. I will not let you do that. I need her here on YouTube.
YouTube, because they're bullied, is not the right thing. Kicking the bullies off of YouTube.
Let's do it.
That's the right thing. And for
Outta
anyone
here.
who thinks that, then why don't you just get off of YouTube? You're also part of the problem.
Yeah, I'm saying she was making it sound like she wanted to leave YouTube, so I was just saying do it. I don't think that she should have to leave YouTube, just to be clear. I support her in continuing her YouTube career and journey.
Oh, just saying. I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of good to express myself about this topic. I just hope that not every single one of my Q&As end up like this.
Well,
because it's not the vibe,
let's just stop doing Q&As then.
Like,
no, I will say that. Let's just stop doing Q&As then, because that's how they're all going to end up. Especially because you just said, I hope they don't end up that way.
I just want my videos to have a little more, a lighter energy. Right now, it just
you're the one in control of that, bestie.
Like, instead of me putting on a fake smile, I'm actually wearing my realness here. You know, because there are a lot of times I come on YouTube and I have a mask on.
Yeah, you've already mentioned that you have a persona.
To take it off. So anyways, I'm going to end this video and I will see you guys in the next one.
Well, besties, I'm so sorry that reaction was so long, but I had a lot of thoughts about a lot of the things she's saying. I'll try my best to cut as much of it. I mean, at this point, you'll know if I did a good job of that or not. But yeah, thanks for watching. That's all I got. I don't want to say too much more. So if you're brand new to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below, hit the bell button so you get notifications. Make sure to check out my merch. I'll leave a link down below for that as well. And also make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, follow me on all my social media, and have a wonderful day. Bye.